Tina Shepard, Denise Wells, Katreria Bibbs Hines, Lisa Stiegel, Mary Beth Hart, Luz Maria Cheney, and that's all the folks that I do not have. We do have some this 10 persons present, so we do have a quorum.
Okay, thank you, Wayne. Let's see. Next we have Jamie Sellers. Do you have the financial update?
Yes, I do. Let me pull it up here. Okay, so for the financial report, we have transitioned to QuickBooks Online. For the current year, we are transitioning to the QuickBooks. We have worked pretty successfully to update all the revenues and expenses through the end of July. Of course, there has been some challenges just with it being a new system. Eventually, it will be pretty user-friendly. We do not have a balance sheet to present. That requires some more validation of the 2019 balances in each account and initial entry for the current year. Wayne will be working on this, and he anticipates completion by the fall board meeting. Regarding the expense and revenue statement, as of July 31st, 2020, 58% of the years passed, and we have 33% of our revenues received, and 33% of our expenses has been incurred. The report illustrates that our total budget is dependent on the annual conference and expenses incurred for presenting the conference. Generally, we are able to produce a conference on behalf of our systems of service much more effectively as a result of lower salary costs, resulting from not having 39% infringe on other benefit costs. The following will have expenses incurred with this report. Legal and professional fees will be in the cost, and our auditors work on the completion of the tax return. Insurance costs are incurred in August. Fundraising expenses are related to the t-shirt program that we will incur, and some expenses for the new shirts. Salary costs have been reduced beginning in April as a result of the cancellation of the conference and reduction of scheduled work hours. Regarding revenues, the donation by the Nebel family was received in August, and we anticipate donations by members to the t-shirt program so we can continue to give t-shirts to our new members. Updates on some of our major accounts. The Vanguard investment account as of 8/28 is at $55,608.88. Our balance on 12/31/2019 was $49,949.63. The account continues to perform well. In the long term, we will continue to grow in this account to the Great Recession levels of around $100,000. Our checking account balance as of July 31st was $23,826.55. Our funds due to the foundation are $15,604.66. About 3,200 of our expenses are shown on the revenue expense statement, which were made to support the peer support program and reduce the amount owed. We will also be making additional adjustments to lower the amount due later in the year after paying the completion of the tax return. So that will also reduce that amount greatly. And that is all that I have.
Thank you, Jamie. Does anyone have any questions about the report? Okay. Thank you, Jamie. So do I have a motion to accept the budget?
I make a motion to accept the budget. This is Jan Prescott.
Susan Cooper seconds it.
Okay. Any opposed? Okay. All who support, say aye. Or raise your hand virtually.
Aye.
Aye.
Okay. Okay, now we move on to the committee reports, and we'll start with the legislative committee.
Okay, I think I'm unmuted. Can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am, we can hear you.
Okay, great. So the legislative committee met on 8/27. We met last Thursday, I think it was. In preparation for the upcoming legislative session, we're going to need volunteers to be legislative scouts for new bills, content experts, and anyone wanting to be on a legislative alert list to write to legislators. We'll be offering training for all three of these roles. And these roles will need to be in place by November because we'll have to start looking in December for pre-filed legislation and things like that. So we're going to schedule a committee meeting in October to identify liaisons from the division and departments to partner with us. And we would love to have more participation in the legislative committee meetings. Thank you.
All right, thank you. Next, let's see, we have the education committee.
Unfortunately, no one joined for my committee section, so I don't really have a report.
Okay,
But I would love to have people join me for the next one.
That was Jeannie Lane. So if you're interested in being part of the education committee, please reach out to her. Let's see, next, I'm looking at the list here of who's on. Let's do the technology and social, it's not the social network committee, but Lynn, you're on. Can you report out?
Sure. We met and we had a good group, I believe 7 or 8 of us. We talked a lot about updating of social media. We're really just focusing on Facebook at this time. We did try and expand out to Instagram and also Twitter, but really the bulk of our followers and the most of our engagements is on Facebook right now. So we're really just going to focus there, as well as updating the website and hoping to wrap that up pretty quickly. Just updating that and getting it just a little more modern looking and a little bit more user friendly. Because it is a great recruiting tool and also a great place for members to get some just basic information. We talked about a couple different things as far as the onboarding process, and a lot of what we talked about we found bled over to the membership committee and also to the education committee. And so after we met, I had asked Susan and Jeannie to meet the 3 of us as the chairs to talk about some of these ideas. And Jeannie wasn't able to join us, but Susan and I talked, and really how a lot of the things that we're doing do kind of overlap. And so we had some discussions about how to use technology to further enhance our recruitment for members, and then also the education for members. Knowing that we are not able to get together for trainings, but we have this Zoom access right now. We thought about the option of having monthly like lunch and learns where we had maybe a 30 or 45 minute presentation just available for any GPHSA members that wanted to jump on. And it could be anything from EAP to, you know, we would reach out to members to see what they wanted to hear about, but it would be an opportunity for us to provide very low cost trainings to us, to our members, and also keep them engaged so that it's not 3 or 6 months in between meetings that they think about GPHSA. So that's one thing that's kind of in the pipeline right now. And so we have a lot of little to-dos, but I think those are the big points.
Thank you, Lynn. And I do appreciate the work you've been doing on the website and the social networking as well. Definitely better presence. And it's been a long time coming regarding our website. So I'm excited to see the fruition of that work. Ashley Johnson, how about with Social Services Committee?
At the Social Service Committee, we met on the 31st. We actually had planned on having a bigger meeting, but we did not have as many responses as we would like to have seen. But we did reach out to counties around to try to promote engagement, because in the past we haven't been receiving any kind of feedback that we were looking for. So we had a discussion. There was 3 of us on the call, kind of talking about what during this pandemic. We also talked about ways to cope with the pandemic, kind of like offering tips for self-care and ways that we can advocate for our agency as well as the people we work with to make sure that they're taking care of their emotional health. We discussed some of the past and some of the changing of the ways and the way the work is relating to this virtual way we're taking on now, how it's impacting the quality of your work and things of that nature, trying to see what's working for us, what's not working for us. We want to try to continue to have these discussions, possibly monthly, every other month, something like that, so we can kind of stay on top of these things and don't let it go by the wayside, to make sure that we as caseworkers or other employees are managing our self-care. Some of the, we made a little list of case manager self-care when working in a virtual environment, and we listed like one of the things was remove barriers. Of course, like a lot of us have kids and things of that nature, and they may be taking classes virtually or in and out of school. So we want to ensure that the kids have what they need, taking care of your business prior to starting your work day, making sure that you're on point and everything. Make sure you keep your work life separate from your personal life. A lot of us, sometimes we're supposed to be off the clock, but we're constantly working. And instead of, making sure that we have everything in order, we got to have that division. Okay. Setting a work schedule, it's easier to make sure that we stick to the plan if we've got a schedule in front of us. Some people, I'm a visual learner or hands-on, where if I see it and I'm doing it, then I'm able to attain it more. Take scheduled breaks, a lot working through our breaks. We might be supposed to be at lunch and we're constantly eating and things, and working it while we're doing that, but we need to make sure that we separate that and get those breaks in. 30-minute lunch at least, and then 2 15 breaks. Get up and walk away from your work area, your desk, or whatever. Take annual or personal leave without repercussions for it. We still have our time, and we need to take that time away from your work and for your mental and physical health. We have to have downtime, and when you're not working, stay in. That's basically where we're at in the Social Service Committee.
All right. Thank you, Ashley. Good stuff. It's definitely important for us to be considering the staff and their well-being and self-care. A lot of things you're saying, I think, is so relevant in the world we live in. So great stuff. So thank you, Ashley. Let's see. I am going to get to the membership committee last, but before I do that, was there any other committee that met? Those were the committees I knew that were meeting before this meeting. Was there any other committee that met before we move on to the membership committee? Okay, Susan?
Yeah. Hey, everybody, it's good to see you. We'll pretend we're in Savannah. All right, so as of July the 31st of this year, we had 2,138 members. 1,072 were individuals, 98 were retirees, 798 were affiliate members, 11 were lifetime members. We have 133 counties that are members, and we have 159 in the state, so that means there's 26 that we need to find out why they're not members. Region 4 has overtaken Region 1. So, Region 1, gotta get going. Also, Region 2.
Go Region 4.
Yeah. Yeah.
We rock.
Region 2, 3, 5, 6, and 10 are gaining members. 4 and 1, y'all better watch out. So I want to commend them. They're doing a great job on that. Membership, and I'm going to do my report and my committee report together, but membership met on August the 21st. We had 10 members present, and we had a guest, and was very happy to have her. She represents the metro region. James, they go region. But so anyway, we're going to talk with Rhonda about having sending us quarterly an update on new members, so everybody can know in their region or county who is a member and who's not. And also we can make a point of welcoming the new members, because we found out a lot of people don't realize you get a t-shirt when you join. And so that's something we're going to be working on in the future, is making sure that we know when we get new members and make sure they're taken care of and welcomed and everything's going well for them. We have been continuously working on every region having a representative, because that way, even though they can ask lots of us questions, it's good if they have a point of contact. So we've got most regions covered now. I really want to concentrate on the southern regions, because that's where we always seem to need to have more representation. I do once again want to give Region 10 a shout out, because they're one of our southern regions and they have been making progress, so that's awesome. And speaking of the t-shirts, we hope to have ones at least show tomorrow. I hadn't talked to Jody today, so I don't know, but I don't know if we had officially announced it, but Christina Garrett was the one that designed the winning t-shirt. Congratulations, Christina. And so we'll be hopefully having them tomorrow where people can order them. We're talking with regional directors about, purchasing some like before, so that we have enough to give out. They really look great. I've seen a sample of it. And hopefully tomorrow I'll have a real one to show you. So the t-shirts are on their way. Also, we shared in our committee meeting different ways that people are recruiting virtually. And a lot of them, the biggest thing is having like some kind of contest. Region 4 and Region 2, they did where, the membership, if you join, you got your name in to get a gift card. In my county, Walker County, I encouraged them, the members that were members, to find somebody that wasn't a member that they knew well, that would listen to them. And if they could get them to join, they both got a t-shirt. So I got several members that way. So contests of some kind always help in recruitment. So I'm excited for our new chairman, because she's very well versed in technology, and so she's going to bring a lot of great things to the membership committee going forward, and very innovative ways to recruit people, because a lot of our stuff is virtual, as we know now. And I just want to say that I have enjoyed being the vice president and the chairman of the membership committee. I love GPHSA. I feel very strongly about it, as I've said over and over, and I've enjoyed being a part of helping to get more members, and of course I'll continue to help with that. So, but again, the new chairperson is going to be awesome and have lots of innovative ways to get even more members. Thank you.
Thank you, Susan. Great job. And speaking of which, we have 2 officers to fill that expires at this term. And my recommendation for the vice president is Lynn Green. Lynn Green, you're on. You want to just say a little bit about yourself to people who may not know you?
Yes, hey. Good afternoon. Yeah, my name is Lynn Green. I am the program director in Region 3 for DFACS. I am really excited about becoming the next GPHSA Vice President. I have been a member since I started at DFACS in 2002. I have been more active in DFACS over the past probably 8 years or so, and have really enjoyed it. I've most recently been working on the technology committee and social media and really trying to boost our presence there. Never did I think that all of our meetings would go to the technology side so quickly. So this has been really interesting and a lot of fun. But I'm excited to continue working with everybody. I do think that technology, membership, education, legislature, all of these committees really do work hand in hand. So I'm excited to work with everybody, work closely with Angie as the president, and see where we can go over the next couple of years. Thank you.
Thank you, Lynn. Yes, and I'm definitely excited about a future and with you as vice president. We're in great hands. And next, I'd like to recommend our new officer for treasurer, which will be Darby Hickson. And I saw Darby on the line. Darby, do you just want to say hi so we can see your face and tell us just a little bit about yourself?
Hi. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay. I started with Gordon County DFACS in 2014 over as an OFI case manager. And it did not take me long to realize that I had grossly underestimated the scope of that position and quickly jumped ship over to smoother waters of regional accounting. Although my time in OFI was brief, I did learn a lot about how amazing the staff is over there that commit to that long-term supporting the community. And I realized that we all need the intense support, emotionally, everything, to overcome the negative environment that they're in on the day-to-day. Because we work with people that are in crisis, that are in making poor choices, that are find themselves in an uncertain situation, and they really need assistance from caring staff. And if you're in that every day, it makes sense that you would that it would have an impact on your own well-being and your own attitude and your job satisfaction. So I didn't realize that GPHSA was available to everybody. I thought it was exclusive to certain programs until Susan came to regional accounting and gave us an overview and invited us to join. And I'm so glad that I did, because I have really encountered some personal growth with GPHSA via the legislative committee and the advocacy academy and participating in a salary study. Just really feel like more part of with the agency. And I think that generally GPHSA is thought to support OFI or services, but what I want everybody to know is that we're all a piece of the puzzle, and without all of us, it doesn't work. So I like to be the voice for the administrative staff that don't understand that we can be a part and we can contribute. So I'm super excited about being more involved and continuing to serve with that.
Thank you, Darby. And I just want to say I appreciate your involvement with GPHSA so far, and I think you are going to make a wonderful treasurer. You definitely, the treasurer position definitely takes a certain skill set, and you definitely feel that that mark, all the marks you check. So I thank you so much for taking on this role. So those are our new treasurer and vice president. So congratulations, guys. And Wayne.
Thanks. I look forward to a chance to share some things from the executive office. First, a great big shout out to Rhonda for her excellent work. It's been a tremendous asset to the association. There have been many, many tasks that I've gotten done but not on schedule and not on time, that are now working well and smoothly. She's been a real asset to our members, and I'm very grateful for her service. I wanted to speak just a little bit about the session. We had, in general terms, an excellent legislative session. I think it's important that we remember that the only voice that you have, and the only voice that in many instances that state employees have in the General Assembly is through the work of our association. We were the only persons there to speak in budget hearings about the challenges of furloughs and the reason that those are not a good policy, about the challenges of the work and the importance of the work, and the need to keep our positions filled. And we were able to get, before they passed the final budget, OFI positions restored to the budget and some other successes. Wanted to give an update on House Bill 555. That was the bill that we worked for 2 years on to get protection for our child welfare staff in the field to prevent having the matter of their arrest for things like interference with custody considered in the probate court. We got the bill thanks to Representative Casey Carpenter, on the last day of the session, and they simply ran out of time. That's to the threshold, not over that, but we do think we can get that through early on in the next session. And I will be doing a legislative call to action for people on our home emails to reach out to Representative Carpenter and thank him for his heroic efforts in that regard. I want to put on your plate for consideration some thoughts about what we need to do about our upcoming meetings. We are booked to go to Brasstown Valley for our November meeting. We agreed to that after we canceled our spring meeting. I'll be working with our incoming president, Angie, about her vantage point on this. If you have opinions about meetings and the feasibility of conducting them, returning to a live environment, we need to be putting those on the table now, because we've got some contractual obligations that we need to manage. Same thing goes for the winter meeting and the legislative reception. It's my opinion in particular that the legislative reception, as we have historically done it, is not tenable at all. It's a crowded and very small room. I don't think we'd have any attendance, and I'm coordinating with the Retirees Association, our partners, in having those discussions. So just be thinking about the future of our in-person meetings and when we want to return to those, because we'll be needing to make some decisions on those. Wanted to give a shout out to all the committees who are doing some exceptional work and express my appreciation for that. I had a particular opportunity to look at the very specific goals that have been developed by the legislative committee. We had the legislative academy to really strengthen our capacity to better manage our advocacy. At some point, we're looking at transition and a need to have a stronger internal capacity to monitor legislation, to take positions, to move that through quickly, and to better either direct the new director and or contracted lobbyists if we end up going down that route. So I want to encourage everyone to think about reaching out to participate and find a role to help in making our legislative advocacy stronger. We'll be having a lot of board members to rotate off at the end of this meeting and doing outreach for new the foundation, and be doing some outreach after the meeting to fill those positions as well. Regarding my current status, you hate budget issues, you hate COVID disasters that brings to families and in our community. I've also it has created an opportunity for me to set a 40-hour week. And we'll be working with our president to to develop a plan for recruitment of for this position. So it remains a privilege to continue to serve. I look forward to being here as long as I'm needed to provide support to the association. I admire each of you, and that concludes my report.
Thank you, Wayne. And I just want to say I appreciate all the work you've been doing. Speaking of House Bill 555, I believe Mr. Danny Knuckles is on the call, and he was very instrumental in bringing that to our attention. So just want to say thank you, Mr. Knuckles, for that. And we are at the point now where we are going to be speaking out. Does anyone, really speaking out is just time for anybody to say what's on their mind, what they're thinking in regards to GPHSA, any things you like, any positives that you have seen going on, or suggestions you have regarding our organization moving forward.
I would like to say something, Jonathan. First of all, I would like to thank everyone for allowing me to serve as treasurer for the last 2 years. This has been such a great growing experience, and I think Darby is a great replacement and is going to do wonderful with this. She actually came to me probably about a year ago. We were talking at one of the meetings, and she said she wanted to grow, and so your nomination's been in the back of my head for about a year, so I'm very happy that you accepted it. And then the second thing is, Wayne, I just want to let you know that a couple weeks ago, I was meeting with some ladies here in Calhoun, and they were talking about GSRA and how this amazing man that works with the state, and they started describing you. I said, "Are you talking about Wayne Drummond?" And she was like, "Yes, he is so great, and you're just an asset, and you're just known all over the place. So thank you for everything you do."
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Janie. Who else?
I just want to say I'm proud of us for just keep moving forward. I'm proud that we're not just giving up, that we're trying to be creative. And even though when we have all these technical hurdles, like we can't see our president right now, but but I'm just proud of us that we just keep going. And that's what GPHSA has always done.
Yes, I assure you, y'all are not missing much. Thank you, Susan, for that comment. Does anyone else have something they'd like to say?
I'd like to say thank you guys all for voice. I enjoy the meeting and meeting all you people, everybody. Inspiration, drive. You know, this is something that's been pushing me to continue on with the agency, and you know, I just want to say thank you to y'all. Y'all some wonderful people.
Thank you, Ashley.
I'll meet y'all on River Street later.
I'm with you, Susan.
Well, maybe they can do virtual before we conclude.
Hi, guys. I just want to say thank you. It's encouraged me to do things that I would never have done without it. And I am just very blessed and grateful to all of y'all for your support. And I know that moving forward, we're going to be able to make a difference, just like we always have. It's just going to be in a different format.
Amen to that. Anyone else? Okay, we won't extend this too much further. I just want to say, as this is my last board meeting, thank you everyone for all the work y'all been putting in. I'm excited about pandemic. The way we have shifted the work is important, and and it's needed because, frankly, I think GPHSA, we need change. We need to move from the model of meeting quarterly and different locations, having different people meeting in committees. We need to bring this into the 21st century where we are more engaged and more connected, and we have the ability to do it, the technology to do it. I don't think really have taken advantage of this. And so in many ways, this has forced us to change for the better. And so I'm really excited about that. I'm really thrilled, with Angie and her vision and her ability to take us to the next level. So Angie, I'm really excited for where you're going to take us. Guys, I'm smiling ear to ear. I'm grinning ear to ear. Y'all can't see me, but I just want to say thank you again. And with that, we will go ahead and tomorrow. We have a lot of great things going on tomorrow with the awards and special guest speakers that I'm excited to hear. So y'all tune in 1:30 tomorrow. Wayne, is there anything else?
No, I think it was a good meeting. Thanks for your service. And thanks to everybody for making the association a wonderful place to be employed and for doing so much good for so many people. Thank you.
All right. Thank you, Wayne. Thank you, everyone. Goodbye.